Hello and welcome to episode 89 of Rivers Arcade Review. My name is Ed. This channel is dedicated to the coin-operated video games of yesteryear. Today I'll be reviewing a favorite of mine, Centipede. Centipede was released in 1980 by Atari. My first time playing this game was at Colony Foods grocery store in hometown, Illinois. Centipede is a third-person shooter game in which you control a bug blaster with a trackball and a fire button. You need to shoot a series of bug enemies that are continually attacking you. You find yourself in a field of colorful mushrooms. The playfield is 28 rows high and 30 columns wide. The mushrooms will always line up within the columns and rows. The playfield is divided vertically into quarters. Your bug blaster is limited to movement in the bottom quarter. It is possible to destroy the mushrooms, although it takes 4 shots from your bug blaster. If you place your bug blaster at the bottom of the mushroom, it will seem that it will only take 1 shot to destroy the mushroom due to the quick rapid fire, although it is really 4 shots being fired. After you lose a life, all damaged mushrooms will regenerate back to full undamaged mushrooms. You will first be challenged by the Centipede. The Centipede consists of 12 segments in all. The first segment has the eyes and legs, and the standard sections will only have the legs. The head section of the Centipede will always lead, and the remaining segments will follow in tow. Anytime the Centipede head either hits the side of the playfield or a mushroom, the Centipede will drop down 1 row and reverse directions and continue on. If you shoot the head section of the Centipede, the next standard section will be replaced by another head. If you shoot a standard section, the Centipede will split and the first part will continue on and the back part will grow another head and continue as a new Centipede. Each time you shoot any Centipede segment, it will be replaced by a mushroom. You need to avoid all pieces of the Centipede because contacting one will cost you a life. As the levels continue, the Centipede will begin with more and more single segments and shorter bodies. Beginning on level 2, the Centipede will only be 11 segments long and there will be 1 single head segment. Every even level thereafter will have an additional head segment and the Centipede will be 1 segment shorter. Once you reach level 22, the Centipede will be the full 12 segments and the pattern will continue as before. The second enemy you will encounter will be the jumping spider. This spider will enter on the lower quarter of the playfield on either the left or the right side. The spider will jump up and down as well as at an angle in the opposite direction of which it entered the playfield. The spider will not reverse movement. If the spider contacts the Centipede, both enemies will survive. The spider will destroy any mushrooms it contacts. It takes only 1 shot to destroy the spider. The closer your bug blaster is to the spider, the more points you will earn. You need to avoid contact with the spider because contacting one will cost you a life. The third enemy you will encounter will be the flea. The flea will begin at the top of the playfield and drop straight down. The flea requires 2 hits to destroy it. The first hit will cause the flea to double its speed. The flea will add mushrooms to the playfield as it moves down. Contacting the flea will cost you a life. The final enemy you will encounter will be the scorpion. The scorpion's movement will be straight across 1 row of mushrooms and will be limited to the top half of the playfield, so it will never contact your bug blaster, but it will still wreak havoc on your gameplay. If a scorpion contacts a mushroom, it will poison it, which will change the Centipede's actions. The poisoned mushrooms will be a different color from the rest of the mushrooms. If the Centipede contacts a poison mushroom, it will no longer continue to the edges of the playfield before dropping down a level. Once the Centipede touches the poison mushroom, it will only move 1 position either left or right before dropping down a level. This will continue until it hits the lowest point of the playfield before returning to normal movement. On later levels of the game, once the Centipede reaches the bottom level and reaches the edge of the playfield, 1 head will split off the main body, creating a second enemy. It is possible to trap the single Centipede head on either the right or left side of the playfield and hunt spiders for big points. Centipede is a very colorful game, although it doesn't stop there. After each level is complete, the color palette changes. The mushrooms, bug blaster, and all the enemies will change colors. This was a nice change for the games of the time, giving you something different to watch instead of a constant static image. Although the colors change, the gameplay remains the same. Scoring for the game is as follows. You'll earn 1 point for every mushroom destroyed, 5 points for every mushroom regeneration, 10 points for destroying a Centipede segment, 100 points for destroying a Centipede head, 200 points for destroying a flea, 300 points for shooting a spider at long distance, 600 points for shooting a spider at medium distance, and 900 points for shooting a spider at close distance. And you will earn 1,000 points for shooting a scorpion. I really enjoyed playing this game and highly recommend playing it, especially if you can find it in an arcade cabinet, because playing it on emulators with a keyboard or a mouse doesn't do the game justice. I like playing this game a little more than Robotron, but not as much as Dig Dug, so Centipede crawls into the 31st position overall. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any games you'd like me to review, please leave a message below or on my homepage. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned to new videos every Wednesday and Sunday.